I've been hearing a lot of people say, why do all the other races get to have pride, but I as a white person can't have pride? Why do all the gay people and trans people get to have pride, but I as a straight and cisgender person can't have pride? Why do those groups have pride in the first place? They have pride because they have overcome and or survived some level of oppression, if not outright attempted slaughter, and other groups of people fighting against those people's rights, if not fighting against the fact that those people are fully valid humans as they are. And now it is socially acceptable for them to say, I am proud as a Black person. I am proud as a gay person. Because you can be those things and it's not antagonized like it once was. For example, if I asked you, do you believe Black people are genetically inferior to white people? And you said yes. We all look at that and say, that you're a fucking racist, right? Not only that, but you would be wrong. Genetically speaking, there's more variation within races than between races, right? So you would just be objectively wrong. But you'd also be wildly racist, and that's bad. Whereas 300 years ago, if I asked that same question, much more people would say, yeah, obviously, look at them. They're slaves, they're property. What do you mean? Because Black people have overcome that part of it, at least, they get to have pride. They have overcome and survived something because gay people for decades have not been able to love who they wanted to love, have been demonized for that, have even been massacred at some points, and they have overcome that. And now they can marry who they want. Although, obviously, if the Supreme Court gets its way, they won't. They get to have pride. Same with trans people. They haven't overcome fighting for people to treat them as the completely valid humans that they are yet. Once we get past this demonizing of trans people just for being who they are, it will be the same story. We will look back and say, wow, that was weird. Why were conservatives against that? Right? Why were they against gay people getting married? Why were they against civil rights? We will look back and say, oh, look, conservatives were yet again on the wrong side of history. And so you don't get to have pride if your group is the one leading the oppression, is the one leading the supremacy of your people over those people, is the one sometimes outright slaughtering those groups of people. To me, this is no different than like if after the Holocaust, Jewish people were coming out and were finally like, oh, I can be proud to be Jewish. I can be out and Jewish and it's not going to affect my safety. And then that's like someone who identifies with the Nazis saying, well, why can't I be proud to be a Nazi? Nazis were the ones leading the oppression and leading the taking away of Jewish people's rights and outright slaughtering Jewish people. You don't get to have pride in that because your group has not been the one historically oppressed by other groups. White people, straight people, cisgender people have never been treated as subhuman for being a member of that group.